Over to you.
So my name is Kamran Hussein. I'm a KTP advisor. I'm going to go into KTPs in a second. I cover the, let's say, the south of the East Midlands. That's everything from Leicestershire down to Milton Keynes. So Northamptonshire is one on my patch, basically. I work for an organisation called the Knowledge Transfer Partnership, and we are connecting for positive change. What we mean by that is connecting ideas, collaborations, technology, innovation. We've a few of the presenters today have mentioned the grants giving environment and funding and things like that. Innovate UK last year budget for innovation, who Innovate UK, for those who don't know, are the government's innovation agency. Their budget for last year was 1.7 billion, basically. So there is a lot of money out there. The knowledge transfer network, Innovate UK deals with the politics, the funding, the calls, the applications. The knowledge transfer network, the organisation I work for, really is about collaboration, basically supporting Innovate UK, because Innovate UK doesn't really do the face-to-face, and we do the face-to-face. We do the collaboration, the reach outs, talking to businesses and academics and those that are looking to innovate, basically. Okay, so that's us as an organisation. You can always find more at ktn-uk.org. And if you do go there, you will see that we break things up by sector. So you can put in there digital manufacturing, manufacturing as a whole, smart manufacturing is a national challenge. There is a lot of money that's going into this area. And although it's not my forte, it's not my bag, I would go there, I would connect with the community that's on the KTN website there. Basically, there are some specialists that look at the digital manufacturing sector. When I say specialists, not like Dolores or Kieran, who are specialists in it, but they're specialists in understanding what the government policy is towards it, where to find the money, where funding is, possibly how to support you, and what digital manufacturing means to you as well. So there's some initiatives there. Okay. I'm really here to just really speak a little bit about what I do. And what I do, more or less, is about connecting innovation, but using the university landscape, really, more than anything. And what I mean by the university's landscape is really helping you with your knowledge gaps, okay? Because when we look at a TRL level, okay, technology readiness level, stages 1 and 2 is always about the idea, that new idea, the concept, bringing together that collaboration. Now, stages 3 to 7 of the TRL level is always about the delivery of that idea, basically, that execution of idea. And what we found is that 90% of ideas die during this phase, unfortunately. And what we mean there is there's lots of barriers there. There's lots of delivery. It's the proof of concepts, the real world delivery, the prototyping, the analysis, the testing, the bringing to life that idea, basically. Yeah. And what we tend to find is that knowledge gap and access to expertise, and also having the time to actually deliver on the project, or even having a project manager to deliver on the project, they are two very big issues for industry, basically. And this is where KTP actually helps. Yeah. Okay. And for those businesses that do get to overcome the valley of death and get to the commercialization stages, which is really about 8 and 9, we seem to find that commercialization is more or less an afterthought, not the former thought. Whilst what I tend to do is I challenge those businesses that I work with to say, why are we commercializing? What is the commercial value here, basically? What is the value proposition? And let's focus on that first before we think about the execution of the idea. Okay. So how does a KTP actually help? And what is a KTP? Okay. So the best way to, I think Lao Tzu said it best, you give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day, and if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. This is what a KTP is. We're trying to help you with your innovation by teaching you to overcome your knowledge barrier, basically, embedding that knowledge, embedding that technology, that knowledge barrier, that knowledge gap, embedding new knowledge that will allow you to innovate yourselves and continue to innovate. And generally speaking, the way we tend to do this, it always starts off with a business partner first, and the business partner's vision, the requirement, to actually innovate. And the reason why they're doing that is because they've horizon scoped and they're looking at the future and they're looking at what the opportunities are in the future, basically. But they're also seeing that there's risks, there's threats there, basically. And they've also recognized that they have a requirement to innovate, but there's a recognition there that there is a knowledge gap, a knowledge barrier, and it's strategic as well. And the innovation is strategic as well, basically. And what we mean by strategic is new business models, sizable income, okay, sizable commercial value. So what my role in all this is to align two languages more than anything. And I'm aligning to the languages of the commercial, which means, you know, we want early validation, we want to be able to get proof of concepts quickly, we want to see where the money is going to be made, show me the money in essence, basically. And the language of academia, and for those academics, forgive me, but language which is all about basically papers, publishing, you know, new knowledge, new questions, prestige. Okay, and we're bringing these two languages together because for a business, when they engage with an academic who spent years researching, teaching, writing papers on that one subject, if they could embed it into your business, it would transform your business. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do through KTP. There are also other methods to do this. It's not just KTPs. And I don't just think in terms of KTP because with universities, they will always try to facilitate. There's no point in hitting you know, a nail with a sledgehammer. We start with student projects, we start with graduate placements. There's also innovation vouchers. You can go for MPhil research, you can go for PhD research, consultancy, but also KTPs as well. Okay, so KTPs will allow the business to embed basically their the barrier to continue their innovation. It will also get the business it brings together three parties, basically the business with the academic team, and it brings together an associate, basically. Now, academics are very clever people, but they're also very time constrained. So through a KTP, they give you 10% of their time on a project. Projects can last anywhere between 1 and 3 years. The aim really is to embed what's in their mind into your business in a way that works for your business. And because you will need somebody full time to do that for you, the university will go and hire a recent graduate. So those graduates that are on this call, there are lots of jobs for KTPs, okay? The recent graduate acts as an extension to the academic. They're employed by the university, but they're embedded into the business as a regular employee for the business. And they deliver knowledge exchange, specifically on a project supervised by the academic team, so a supervisory academic and also a lead academic. And, but also they're supervised by the company as well, because obviously it's the company's vision, basically. For the business, they get to continue that innovation momentum. They get to overcome their knowledge gaps. They get to overcome that valley of death, basically. They get a full-time project manager. Also, they're getting this at a subsidized cost, because if you're an SME, this will cost you around, depending on which university, and I'm university agnostic, I just tried to find you the best university for your technology transfer, yeah, okay? And so it can cost between 22-ish thousand to about £30,000 per year, but for your money, you get a full-time project manager, you get the support of possibly up to 2 academics, you get the support of the university, you get the support of the back office of the university, because anywhere where there's public sector money, there's a lot of bureaucracy as well. You also get access to university facilities as well, if that's important for your project, okay? For the university, they're interested in this because they're academics, and it's always about tapping into an academic that can demonstrate research interests that align to your innovation, basically. And that's the important factor here. And for an academic, they really get to meet industrial partners. They get to apply their research in an industrial setting. For them, they get further, you know, it poses further questions for them, further teaching material, basically, informs their teaching. And for them, they get what's called a ref impact. Now, that's a research excellence framework. I won't go into that now. More than anything, we've got an 85% success rate of funding. So if we feel that your project deserves funding, I'll support you, and the university will support you in the application process. And we have an 85% success rate. For the associate, and this is this sort of a recent graduate, and when I say recent graduate, it means anything up to 7 years, and it can be a graduate from a bachelor's to all the way to a PhD or postdoc researcher. And for a recent, for the associate, basically, they get real career development. In associates, we see basically business leaders of the future, because the associates, the project managers, they create change within the company, but through innovation, basically. And that's not an easy thing to do. In the associate, they deliver projects that can last anywhere between 1 and 3 years, okay? And more than anything, we're very interested and we're very supportive of associates that want to stay with the company. And what we find is that 73% of associates are offered a position with the company, 56% of associates stay with the company. There's lots of managing directors, chief executives, heads of technology that I've come across and I know who actually started off their career as a KTP associate. Some of them still remain in high directorship roles within the companies they started off with. We've been going for 46 years now. So, some of them are now leading those businesses and they've elevated to senior positions, okay? Just to move to the next slide, which I seem to be having a problem with.
We're going to have to wrap it up, I think, Kamran. Have you got many slides left?
No, this is it. This is the last one. Just to say, the associates basically are, the average age of an associate is 31 years of age. Basically, we draw from worldwide talent, so it really is to find you the best associate for the role. Projects can come from any discipline, okay? So it can be digital manufacturing, it can be biotechnology, it can be arts, it can be humanities. So broad spectrum of projects, basically, yeah, okay? And again, 73% of associates are offered a further position with the company. That's it. I've got more I can say. I'm well known for just yapping on, so I'll just stop there, basically, okay? And I will stop sharing.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks very much, Kamran. Appreciate that.